Hello and welcome back to the first ever episode of the Fried Chicken Podcast. I am your host Edison and rated 5 stars by the Kopitiam uncles who sit down and choi soy with us. Now we bring the Kopitiam trash talk to you. This is Chop Siri approved, and yes, welcome to the first ever episode. Of course, you know my name already, and I'm here with my co-host today, a very, very, very handsome gentleman, and he has been with me for a decade, I think, by now. I think I lost track over the time. So, here with me today, my co-host David.
Hi everybody, nice to meet you.
Yes.
And we are hosting with Edison today of this Kopitiam thing. Yeah.
Why are we so formal? I know it's a podcast, but why are we so formal?
I don't know. This is my first time doing podcast.
It's my first time, so I'm actually nervous. It's like I'm getting this feeling like, people are gonna sit around and they'll be like, what the hell are these two talking about, But anyways,
True.
how are you, bro? How's
Yeah, I'm
things?
good. I'm fine. Hopefully the internet runs smooth today.
Oh yes. Praise the Lord. I was on a rage spree just now and my internet died on me for like 2 hours straight. Oh my god.
Well, it happens almost every day. I mean, the time for the bandwidth thing screwing up it's not fixed anymore. Yeah, and my ping just start flickering now. So I don't know. Screw that.
Oh, yep, it is flickering for you.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Internet nowadays are just like I don't get it sometimes. Like maybe because during MCO everybody just stay at home late night, so even like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., the internet bandwidth is still like it's still high traffic, I guess.
I think so. I don't know. Like seriously at this point, right? Ever since MCO started, that's when my internet actually went down the drain because like what you said, at like probably 2 in the morning, a lot of people are still on their phones, like on their laptops, playing games, watching Netflix or something. I think that's probably why.
I
Like
guess. I guess so.
I don't know. Like speaking about MCO, right? I got news earlier from a couple of sources that I'm not sure whether it's true or not, but apparently they are not going to extend the MCO after the 4th of February. Fingers crossed. But I mean, if they don't extend, it's good lah. I mean, I just hope that our people here would actually adhere to whatever regulations the government has set for us. Like, and yeah, I feel like MCO has affected us in like many ways, bro.
True that. Because like what you say in the news, I see on like social media that say like maybe if the cases still like increase like few days before 4th of February, like maybe second or third, then maybe will be announced of like let's say full lockdown, I guess. I don't know. Some source say that. But not sure is it validatable or not or trustable or not.
Yeah, I got this news on WhatsApp earlier. Wait, let me just go through my WhatsApp real quick and read it out to everybody who can't see it visually right now. Somebody sent this long ass message that says the government hopes that everyone would survive the economic difficulties together for the next 6 months, and it says from 4th of February onwards, it's a tightened SOP. It's a long list. I'm gonna send it to you later. It says something about like what having one car per person. We can't go more than 10 km. Morning market is like what 5 to 11 a.m. and night markets are banned. Like before I proceed, like David and I had a bit of a conversation about night market openings. I guess the government is acting on that right now, and I guess now we're all on the same boat. We're all going to suffer for the next 6 months if this is going to go on like that. And we can't go on number 5. We cannot eat in hair shops. I don't know which idiot wrote this and doesn't know how to write barber or salon, but banned in hair shops. 50
Yeah,
people.
that's why it looks not so trustable. You get what I
Yeah,
mean?
for me,
Whereas like the way they
because
type it is
yeah,
funny.
go
Whereas
on.
for government officials, they won't type in this kind of manners because they will. Even though our country is, I mean, Malaysia is the formal language is Malay, but our English standard is not that low.
Yeah, true, true, true. And for me, right, people were sending around messages like that. Kind of looks like they're trying to stir some shit up that is so unnecessary.
Yes.
Yeah. And with the WhatsApp function right now that we have, right, it says forwarded many times. Guess where the source came
Yes,
from?
because I don't know because actually government got state before that they got speak out that if someone was caught spreading like fake news, they will be taken action.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. 1K fine, right, I think, for doing that, or much more
I
than
don't
that.
know. I think fine or with imprisonment or both. I don't know.
Oh shit,
But
that's
people
bad,
still
man.
share, people still spread fake news, just nothing to do.
Oh god, believe me, it's so frustrating to receive this in family groups all the time, man. Like, I'm actually curious, like, are these people so bored during MCO, like, they have the time to sit down and type a long ass message like that? It's so frustrating sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but anyways, yes. Speaking about MCO, I know all of us are
What
students. Yeah,
Yeah, what is 24 avenues? What the fuck is that?
24 avenues. I've got no idea, bro.
I don't
Wait,
know, man. I mean, I don't really care, but I don't know what's 24 avenue. You go look up to like what? The 28. It's damn
um,
fun.
I'm actually googling up 24 avenues and nothing showed up. The first result, just like you said, says Avenue K.
Yeah. This thing, it doesn't sound legitimate to me.
Yeah. Let me just send you real quick what I received on WhatsApp so you can have a look at the stupidity of this text. Um, Number 52 right there. Government department only operates from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. That is so inaccurate because I've been in JPN today. For listeners who don't know what JPN is, it's our national registration center for like whatever, anything related to your registration, marriage and everything. So I've been there today itself, like this morning, to collect a letter from the government. And their operation hours for MCO starts from 8 a.m. from what I read outside, all the way till 4 p.m. So whoever's writing this right now could be faking it. Wait, let me
True.
just forward it to you real quick. Just have a look at the list, man. It's so ridiculous.
I got the news. I got the news. I got the news.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very stupid because some things doesn't make sense.
Right. Like, there's one thing on the list that I saw, not having more than 50 people in a supermarket. It's ridiculous. Like, how are you going to keep everybody out there waiting just to get into the supermarket?
I mean, commonly sense. It doesn't make make any difference for 100 people or 10 people in a supermarket. The supermarket, the area is fixed. The amount of space for people to walk is fixed. But
Mm-hmm.
for the virus to spread, it doesn't matter as long as you want to spread one to one, it still can be spread.
True, true. I mean, looking at this, right? What was I about to say? Like, oh yes, you and I both fell sick in that period of time. We both had COVID symptoms, and you tested positive. So, in your opinion, like, because we actually sat down and went through, like, list by list, on the places that we've been to, the people that we've came in contact with, and it really, really doesn't make sense to like, where we would have gotten it from. So in your opinion, like, like we since we're on the topic of like supermarkets and everything, like in your opinion, would you be getting it if you just went to a post office and like that post office has been one person per entry?
I
You
mean,
can use
depends
something.
on you because the virus it stays and I mean it stays alive out of the body of a host and their environment up to
Mm-hmm.
like 2 3 days, I guess. That's what I remember. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's why
I
like even though if you went to the place like it's like tested positive for cases there for cluster, but some people might not get contracted the virus because due to they disinfect themselves, they didn't like use their itchy hand to rub their eyes, rub their nose because that's how it enters our body when we are following the SOPs.
true, true. That
Because
is actually
because
quite true.
because eyes we definitely can't wear masks to cover our eyes, but our eyes actually have membrane and those substances that block those external external stuff to enter our body. No matter regardless of bacteria, viruses, or any carcinogens, it just block. But the reason why when you rub the eyes it can enter is because when we rub the action of rubbing the eyes somehow make the membrane or make the defensive system to be thin or just break it temporarily. And because of the gap, the virus enter. I guess that's the way.
Hmm.
Because
Well,
you can't you follow SOP, you wear mask,
mm-hmm.
but it still can enter your through your eyes. That's why they say don't rub your eyes, don't rub your nose, something like that.
I see. Well, I mean, I've been quarantined at home for like the entire span of like my COVID period. So, uh, I wouldn't say it's lucky for me to be at home. I mean, yeah, I'm closer to my house. I'm more comfortable in my own environment. But at the same time, I bear this responsibility that I might pass it on to my parents and them to someone else. And I'm constantly in my room, like so it's a very different experience altogether that I have. But like, how was it like for you to be in the quarantine center?
Well, it doesn't actually differs much from quarantine at home and also quarantine. I mean, doing a quarantine in a quarantine center because I myself have my own room and also my own toilet. So the only thing that is the main concern is how do I gonna eat and how do I gonna drink. That's all. I mean, my
Yep.
clothes, those I just soak it with like dynamo before I just put it out for my so that my family can just wash the clothes. But for those plates, yeah, after I ate, then my parents will just like use those disposable gloves, take my utensils, just bring it to the sink there and soak it with soap water. That's all. But for
I
quarantine
see.
center, if you say follow SOP, yeah, you follow SOP there. But sometimes you just don't want to wear the mask because the aircon runs 24/7 and you will feel very oily on your face and the mask, especially when you're wearing it to sleep, you tend to feel that it's very like tightening up. That's why if you don't wear mask in quarantine center, it doesn't actually matter because I mean everyone are positive, so who gives a fuck, you know?
Well, that's kind of true because like everybody there is tested positive anyway. So even if you don't wear, I guess like you're fucked either ways, right?
I mean the only reason you will wear a mask in a quarantine center is because sometimes when a person cough in front of you, you just want to like I mean, COVID, you are tested positive. The one who cough nearby you or in front of you are also I mean, it's positive as well. But
Mm-hmm.
the reason you wear mask is because you're scared of other sickness might pass to you. You know.
I get it. Yep.
Yeah.
But
The food there are nice as well.
oh yeah, I was about to ask you about the food because like I saw it on your Instagram story that you
Yeah.
had this what chicken and rice. I think it's
Yeah.
pretty well prepared.
Ayam masak merah.
Ooh, ayam masak merah.
It's better because it's more nutrition, but if you say taste wise, depends on your luck. Because if your taste buds and smell are recovering, then you definitely can taste and smell. But if you're still not recovering, then it's still bland food, no matter how delicious it looks.
Yeah, that is so true. I couldn't even taste like Maggie soup, like Maggie curry soup for like about 2 weeks. And like after 2 weeks, that's when I started tasting the chili a little bit. Like all this while I could only taste salt for salt, water for water, and like, when I eat an egg, right? I know it's an egg. It feels like an egg in my mouth, but that's all it is. It's an egg. Like, I can't taste
Yeah,
like the like when you eat an egg, right? There's this eggy taste to it. Like especially the yolk part is this runny, gamey taste to it. Like, I couldn't taste any of that. So yeah, I get what you mean. Like even if they serve you Gordon Ramsay's food also, you can't taste shit, bro.
yeah. You gotta scold Gordon Ramsay for like, what food are you giving to me? It's a shit food. Because I can't taste shit. Yeah, you are COVID positive. You can't taste anything.
So Gordon Ramsay, take note. If you can't taste my food, you're COVID positive. Okay, I'm not a bad cook.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, going back to where I was going to go into, uh, living in COVID, of course, like you and me, like what I was saying earlier, we're students. Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
recently
So,
graduated, but I'm still a student. And
mhm.
it's been a very tough period for us, right?
Yeah. Given
Like,
that all the online classes, all the online assignments, I mean, you will feel that it's easier to do, but then the marking scheme will get stricter and harder. And also, how to say, like, for individual assignments, it just feels okay because you are doing it on your own anyhow. But if it's a group assignment, then it's definitely way different because no matter how you discuss on online, like through Zoom, through Windows, Teams, Microsoft Teams, it just doesn't feel, for me personally, it just doesn't feel that I actually, like, how to say, I said what I want to say. Like the way I express what I want to say, it doesn't completely express out. You get what I mean?
yep, I get it. Like, for me personally, right? The most difficult part was presentation, because I've always been very like into presentations, like because it's part of my job and part of what I do as well. And no, to present on Zoom, to be all dressed up in the comforts of your own home, and like to present on camera for a lecturer who is half-heartedly listening to you, it it really sucks, the feeling. And like imagine it being a group work but you're working on it from home, it it sucks, man, the feeling.
Yeah, definitely. Because we humans are used to being like physically, we are more
Yeah.
onto physical stuff. I mean, that's what relatives are. Going through, I mean, talking through like meetings through like Zoom, Microsoft Teams, those are actually virtual. I mean, you see the face, but you can touch. All you can do is see. You can't even smell. You can only hear. I mean, if you do have a headset or your speaker is not working, the only thing you can do is you just see. You can't even hear.
True.
That's why it's called virtual. They call it a virtual learning. Like from my unis, my how to say, my websites to get, I mean, the platform to get my studies, like my lecture slides, my assignment guidelines, those things. Yeah, that's what they call the webinar, something collaborative, virtual learning. Yeah, something like that.
Hmm. Well, same. Mine was done mostly through Teams. Of course, my university is signed with Microsoft, I think. So a lot of things were done through Teams, and the most frustrating part for me for that was it was my final year in university. Just like you, I am one sem ahead of David, and it really sucks that you don't get to see your classmates for a while last time. Because like for me, I'm all about the campus life and like being on campus and studying feels different. Yeah, I know it's a dread to
Definitely.
it. Yeah,
Definitely for me, I am also a campus guy.
yeah. And like yeah, I know at like the very start, right, when they announced it on the 17th of March, I think 16th or 17th of March they announced it, and 18th of March was the first day of MCO, right?
Yeah.
I still remember having a paper at that point of time. It was my second paper, I think. Yeah, my second paper. I just did my second paper on the 17th. I came back home and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take a short nap. It's been a long day, and I have a paper on the 19th. So I was like, you know what, let me go and rest. And no, just as I was about to rest, my dad turned on the news and pop came up. I think it was our prime minister at that point, or the health
Yeah.
minister. I forgot. I think it was the prime minister, and he was saying something about like, oh, issuing a lockdown because the number of cases are going up, and uh, there there was a lot of things that he brought up, and the first thing that came across my mind was, yes, damn it, a holiday, like, because he said it was for 2 weeks, and I was like, oh yes, 2 weeks of not doing an exam, it's postponed and everything. Maybe we can have more time to study because I had more difficult papers coming. Little did I know, 2 weeks became four, 4 weeks became 16, and Jesus Christ, life ended on the 18th of March 2020. Like the entire fucking year was just gone like that. and it was so shitty because like I thought I could still go back to uni and like, see my friends for what, at least the last class or something, or the last few weeks of classes, but nope, apparently not. I even had a virtual graduation for myself, so it sucks like hell.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
legit.
for me as well, because just like you, being a campus person, what it matters is like living. I mean, interacting with your friends in the uni, right? I
Yeah.
mean, you pay fees for a reason. The reason your fees is calculated, that price is all included. you if you no matter you go to campuses or not, the fees still count. For the electricity bill, it still runs. No one cares if you go to uni or not. I mean, no one cares if you skip classes or not, because what you paid for every set is already calculated inside. So if you don't go, you're on a loss. But for me, life ended on 18 as well, because actually I plan to like go to UK. I mean, go to Scotland. Because my uni was based in Edinburgh. So I mean, being a final year, some of my friends already in Scotland, and those who are still in Malaysia, we are planning like, oh, final year we'll go to Scotland and meet our friends there. Because since they went there till year two, so we are final year three, so might as well go there and meet. At least we have friends, right?
Yeah.
Like I remember before 18th of March, my birthday, like February 20th, we went to Zouk. After Zouk we went to Mama store, like
Mm.
late night supper, like what 4 a.m. I still remember that
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yeah, because Edison was already went back, because he went back early because he
Yep.
need to like do something. I think he need to work or something on the
Yeah,
next day.
I needed to work in the morning.
Yeah. So I went to the mama store in 4 a.m. with my uni friends. So we're just talking like, hey, I mean, COVID-19 is quite serious in China. I mean, around the world, just like keep complaining, like, oh, this thing is a pandemic. So, well, hope these things will just get over, so we can go UK and then go Scotland. Then everybody, yeah. Then we just take our phone and just looking through as what life at Edinburgh can we have, like where to drink, where to have fun, besides studying. At least we can have some fun. So we're just like talking, like enjoying this. Like, oh yeah, we should go, we must go. And all the applications for the thing already submitted, and at that point of time, all of us are approved to go. So, shit happens just like this, unexpected, then just MCO. Well, too bad.
We thought it was gonna last for like what, just a month like that, right? Never thought it was gonna be a whole fucking year.
Yeah, because I talked to my friend before, like 18, right? 18 was like what, Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check the calendar. Yeah, it's Wednesday. I remember the time I was talking to my friend on Sunday, 15. Because like, just the time me and my friends went to a store, a coffee shop, we just sit there and talk like, well, maybe there's a lockdown. So because the time my hostel, I mean the place I'm staying near my uni was in like what, still almost like a state distance, state difference. I mean the distance from
Mm-mm.
my real home. So I stay in a apartment rent with my friends, shared room. So I say, well, I have to go back first because it's 2 weeks. But because because the time 18 was about a lockdown for to curb the COVID-19 cases, right? So I was like thinking 2 weeks is insufficient because 2 weeks is the time where the most contagious part of the COVID viruses when they enter a person if the person was infected. After the 2 weeks time, the virus will not be infectious anymore. It just stays in the body and it dies. Or the host get unlucky, the host die first.
Yeah.
So I was talking to my friend like maybe it will last 1.5 month most, but I have to go back first. So we just stop on Discord, right? Like play games because the time I was using MacBook can't play any game. So I said, yeah, I can go home, I can play games. Yeah. Who knows? It lasted for 3 months, 2 times, you know, 1.5 times 2.
Pretty depressing times, right?
And I didn't shave for three months, I remember.
Oh yeah.
My
All of
face was
us.
like what? Bush.
We were freaking cavemen, bro.
Yeah, full of bushes.
Yeah. But
Those
like
grass, those wild grass.
for real. Like
You will
cause
never expect Chinese to have beards.
I mean I have a beard, but okay, I'm
I
not
mean,
I'm not like pure Chinese, okay, it makes sense, yeah.
and well, I'm a pure Chinese, but I have thick facial hairs for 3 months. I don't know.
You literally have thick hair, bro. You don't only have facial hair, man. You're as hairy as I am, bro.
True.
Like yeah. Anyways, going back on that, right? I actually had plans to join them to go to the UK, because I wanted to do my masters there as well, and like I've been saving up for it, doing jobs here and there, and trying to save up enough so I could go with them, probably live in the same spot as them, and like because all of us play games, and one or two of us, like some of them are streamers, game like
Yeah,
YouTube content creators as well, and it would be nice if we can get a house on our own, and as we study, we
I
create
mean,
content.
that's not the main point for you, I guess. Gaming is not the main concern. Drinking is your main concern, I guess.
Ah, are you gonna expose me like that? Yes, I'm an alcoholic, and yes, indeed, alcohol is cheaper. Like it's so expensive to get it in Malaysia, though. Like literally kills
Obviously, man.
me.
Obviously.
Yeah, I need to go to a place where wine is cheaper than water, and I'll never drink water again for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Just
Then,
wine.
then your kidney will have problem.
Like screw the kidney, man. Wine. Let's go.
At least you die earlier, you die happier, right?
Yeah, I mean, if I were to die anyways, and like go, I mean, definitely to hell at this point because I've seen so much. um, let's just go out in like a proper way, lah. I don't want to die sitting in a chair like. Where are my children? Like I don't want to go out like that. So yeah, I'll just drink my way out.
Yeah. You can just do it at home for now. You just
Mm.
bring a table out. As long as your house landed or you have a balcony, just bring a table out and a chair out. Just sit there. I mean, if you're a smoker and a drinker, just drink and smoke. I mean, you don't really have to go out to drink, you know.
Mm-hmm.
If you really miss your friends, just use Zoom. Or if you use Discord, just on your fucking camera, you know.
True though. Oh yeah, but
I
speaking of
mean, I
drinking,
mean, you paid money for internet services. Might as well you utilize it, you know.
true. True. Speaking of drinking, right? Honestly, we haven't had a Zoom drinking session for quite a bit. It's been so long. I actually miss that.
That's stupid. Fucking stupid.
Yeah, but you know, I I've always been saying like recently I fell back into depression, right? Like I've been battling this depression thing for I would say my whole life. It got better and then I got out of a bad relationship and then it became worse and then it slowly got better and then I decided to harm myself the same way by getting into a toxic relationship. And after battling it for about a year now, I would say it's actually gotten worse until I started seeing a therapist. And I think MCO, being confined at home and like recently being quarantined in my room kind of added to that. Like, I feel like mental health is an issue, like, especially for us students during MCO. Like, mental health is an issue that a lot of people, like, tend to avoid or have not really talked about.
True.
So,
True that.
what in what state of a mind do you think you would be like, if this goes on?
Man, I'm not sure about will it be depression, but definitely gonna be a bit psychopathic anyhow. Given the
Mm,
fact that I'm, you know, forced to stay out from human nature. I mean, humans' natural instinct to interact with humans, interact with people, to talk, just to have a normal conversation face to face. I mean, talking to family is one part, but yeah, family are there for a reason. But sometimes you need to talk to strangers, new people. You know, families
yeah,
are those who supported you when you in need, but strangers are those who can just talk for you to have a new feeling of a day. But sometimes you
yeah,
need to just refresh what kind of stuff maybe, or just something like you do like about your family. Just you need someone that you do know at all. Like literally you don't know that person, like who's this fucker, and then you just talk to them
yeah,
and then you have like, oh yeah, actually I just freshen up my mind, like I have new thoughts. It's hard. It's like you filter out those like old spices, you put new spices into the food, something like
yeah.
that. It's like you try a new recipe because every food you
True.
keep eating, repeating the same food every day, you definitely gonna get fed up. You need to change the taste. Even the slightest taste change also, it will always taste different. You know.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Like, I actually get what you mean because, like, I know like during MCO, right? A lot of people would have gone back to like dating apps and, I mean, Tinder, but like it it's not going to be the same. Like somehow being being on for me at least personally being on dating apps like Tantan, Tinder, and all that drains me mentally even more compared to actually having someone to talk to. Because at the end of the day, nothing beats striking up a conversation with a new friend at a bar. Like, traditionally, if you want to hit on a girl at a bar, you go up to her, you buy her a drink, or like just go up to her and say like, "Hi," chat with her, chat her up, and like talk to her or something like that. But now, you take that and all the party goers and all the bar goers and whoever like you want to hit on in a bar, and you put them in the comforts of their own home, hidden behind their own screens, in their own comfort. It's very different. And it would be so draining because I felt so drained after the third day of talking to people. Like you have to start all over again. You're like, hey, what's up? Or like start up with a cheesy pickup line. So like, someone actually talks to you back or like whatever. And after doing it with multiple people, you kind of feel drained because it kind of feels like it's a Control-C, Control-V thing. You just copy and paste whatever you say and you have to reply this and reply that and reply this and reply that. And me being a person, I don't like to text as opposed to call. So it was so frustrating for me, and that added to a deterioration in my mental health.
I mean, for me, I also don't like texting, but sometimes I just text because I just see whether is it like important to, or is it, how to say, is it urgent for me to reply? Sometimes the messages need me to reply fast, so I just reply fast. If it's like something that is unimportant, I just like, oh, fuck that shit. I reply whenever I want.
Yep.
Because I prefer to call, but actually, I also don't like to talk on the phone. I prefer talking physically. That's why you can ask Edison. Even even though
Yeah.
even though for WhatsApp, voice messages, I can say what I want in less than 5 seconds of the total the voice messages I sent to Edison. And I already asked him like where you want to go, what you want to eat in just 5 seconds.
Mm. Well, sadly, all these things are a myth now, probably fictional, until something changes in this country. I mean,
In
in
this
terms
world,
of, yeah,
it's not
even in
about
this
country.
world, yeah. I mean, leaving all political thoughts aside, I know a lot of people have been on podcasts and they've been debating about, oh, it's a political stink and all that, but let's not go into that. And instead, let's talk about the people around us. Because I feel like at the end of the day, it goes back down to whatever we're feeling right now, whatever we're dealing with right now, it goes back down to the people's actions that lead us to where we are right now. And it's kind of frustrating to see all that happening among us, because like take my parents for example. Yes, my parents, I love them, but when it comes to COVID stuff, like I am seriously tired of telling them what to do, because they always have the mindset that it's okay one lah, it doesn't happen to me one lah. Yeah, you think so easy to kena meh? I buy the Toto, I buy the Magnum also, you won't kena. You think this one will kena meh? Yes, it is. Mom, like, what the fuck? Yes, it is. It's gonna strike you when you least know it. And, the fact that they tell me, I'm pretty sure you went through this yourself, David, like, my parents told me that I can't go out with my friends during, like, the CMCO period, or, like, I can't go out to eat with my friends because it's a dangerous time now, and this virus is everywhere. But it's completely okay for me to go out with them and to go buy groceries, to eat with them outside, to actually go places, because apparently I will not get the virus if I'm with them somehow, and that frustrates
Because
me a lot.
they are invulnerable. Virus scares them. Scared of them, afraid of them. Because they are so intimidated. They have but strong intimidation towards COVID-19.
Yeah, Asian parents be like, if I can discipline you, I can discipline the virus, right?
I me as an Asian parent, I everything I'm the strongest. You must remember, I'm your tiger dad, I'm your tiger mom. No animals are stronger than tiger.
Yeah.
Typical Asian.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not the tiger, I'm a dragon. Dragon myth.
Dragons are a myth, yeah. Like legit.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to see real dragons, yeah, just take off your pants, for guys.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, hey. This may still be a kopitiam talk, but hey.
It's either a grown dragon or a baby dragon, that's all.
I mean, if you get it, you get it.
But if you want to say dragon doesn't exist, depends on you. As long as you are happy.
小龙大龙, right? But
What suits you, suits you.
yeah, whatever floats your boat. But hey, damn it! Like, see, here's the thing about me talking with David. You know, this is like kopitiam mama talks for us. Like being on this podcast, right? And for everyone that's listening right now, this is how we talk in like our daily lives. Except we are so much more vulgar and so much more Chinese at times. It's like yeah. When I talk to David, it's a mix of Cantonese, and Mandarin, and English, and most of the time we're just vulgar with each other. You know, we cuss at people. And as much as this is still a kopitiam talk, right? I feel like there are a lot of issues that we address whenever we sit down in a kopitiam, we eat and we talk, that we fail to realize that, you know, we can actually share it with everybody else.
So,
Yeah. Oh wait, I just got a LinkedIn alert. Jobs for strategists. All the jobs require experience now. It sucks, man, being a fresh grad at this time.
yeah, I mean, my friend studies actuarial science, and he was a graduate of actuaries, but then he's working as a telemarketer. I mean,
Oh yeah.
what do you call that?
Uh,
Assistant, product assistant or something.
yeah.
Something like a call Apple service center, the
Yeah.
hotline.
Telemarketers. Yes, correct. Customer service. They call it customer service operator lah. But basically, it's just you answering customers bitching about shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And guess what? He was my friend was a fourth flat student.
First class honors.
Yeah, first class honors. Well, yeah, definitely fucked up for me because I think I'm gonna get what second lower second class, I guess.
Aiyo.
Oh, harder for me to find job, man. Life sucks.
Yeah. And yeah, I was about to go into this also earlier, like, you know, right now, me being in the position of a fresh graduate, yes, I'm thankful that I still have a job, even though, you know, it's not a very well paid job, but I appreciate the fact that I still have a job. It kind of sucks for many of us, actually, because, like, the question that pops in everybody's mind now is, where to next? What's gonna happen? What next? You know?
True. I mean, the only thing you can do now, because this thing are unspeculatable. I mean, we can't actually forecast or speculate or like what guess what's gonna happen because this thing is tiny as fuck. You need a microscope. You need an electron microscope to see the motherfucker. So the only thing we can do now is to survive. That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, just live through it. If you say you want to live longer, given this thing is who knows how long it's gonna last. Just like what I mean, humans can eat one meal per day actually, and it won't be an issue. I mean, you can go like what 4 or 5 days without eating. Also, just drink water, you won't die. Especially if like me, I have a big belly. All the energies are stored there as fat. It's time for me to use it. I mean, by using that, I can save money also. It's like what? It's like interval fasting they call it because like according to religion or according to like nutritionists, it actually cleans your body, like improve your immune system. I mean, you all can try.
What do they call it? Intermediate fasting, is it? Or something like that?
Yeah, interval fasting or intermediate. I think it's interval because it's in intervals, it's not intermediate. It doesn't go like what beginner fasting, intermediate fasting, then what expert fasting, right?
No. Intermediate fasting, I think from what I recall was I don't know if it's pronounced as intermediate. Like there's this period of time when you're not gonna eat anything also for the day. It's like how they do it for puasa, but in a more strategized manner. like puasa is just fixed on like you sahur at this time, right, and then you buka puasa at this time. But like intermediate fasting has some sort of requirements that you might have to follow. I forgot what is it, but there's some foods that you have to avoid. One, I think.
Because for what I read was almost similar to you, but it's called interval fasting. So maybe it's the same, maybe a bit different. I don't know. Probably.
Yeah. Well, so I mean, given
But
the
it actually
circumstances
works.
now, yeah,
Yeah,
it does
fasting
work.
is not that bad.
Like given the circumstances now, right? What do you like? Okay, like earlier in this podcast, you talked about like your plans to go to UK has been foiled by this stupid virus, and it's been a pretty long journey for all of us also. So like most of our life plans have changed. So for you yourself,
Yeah,
personally, what like with this sudden change, what where or what do you see yourself doing after this?
I don't know. Lost. I mean, first and foremost was to survive until the effective vaccine or the effective cure will be founded in the future. Hopefully, it's in the near future. I mean, the only thing I can do is just survive. I can't do it. I can't actually do anything. I mean, we are now in
Uh,
a modern days. At least we can like what generate income through like what shares, stocks. But the market just went crumbling down today.
yep.
After all this like what WhatsApp messages forwarded, it just crumbles down.
Oh yeah, believe me, the economy right now. I don't want to talk about global economy. Let's focus on Malaysia. Like I'm no economist. I'm just a regular average Joe that sits in a coffee shop and talks shit all day. But like I can see our economy actually starting to recover only after 2023, to be honest. And that is a very slim chance if any unforeseeable circumstances happen within this year. It's very hard to recover.
So because like what they said, according to news, like newspaper or online like official website, they say that Malaysia are actually facing double dip recession.
Mm-hmm.
But given given the situation now, I don't think double dip recession can actually describe what we're going through. What can be described is triple or multiple deep recession. You get what I mean?
Yep.
And that's gonna be fucked up. I mean, that, that's gonna make what the country disappear just like poof. Because inflation got good, but recession definitely is a bad thing. As inflation happens is because your your economic ability are improving and your strengths are increasing. But recession means everything just going down, going to shit hole.
Yeah. True. True. Oh, yeah. The
How
biggest.
about you?
How about me? Uh,
Yeah,
honestly, the biggest struggle that I I see right now, right, is to actually follow on with our life plans. Remember the plan that we had uh on what is it, the plans that we had on what we wanted to achieve in 10 years. That is you know that seems a little unachievable right now
yeah. Just make it
because
like a 1 2 year plan. Like, let's say making a song.
yeah, it's like I don't dare to record I record pula. I don't dare to plan anymore. It's like you know how we used to sit down and talk about how 5 years later we want to get this and that, and 10 years later, where we want to be in life. It's not gonna happen now. I kind of feel like, no matter what we do, that is fucked. Probably
So,
achievable in 20 years.
but definitely not in this near future.
Yeah,
Right? We are not men of speed. We can't do things fast. I mean, we
true.
can't like make things happen fast. Because I mean, this pandemic actually makes me give out a lot of things I like. I mean,
Hmm.
like let's say smoking.
True.
I mean, smoking is bad for health. It's not a good thing. But I mean, I enjoy smoking, so it's something I like. But I have to stop because it not just increase. I mean, it put me in risk of getting COVID-19 because it damage our lungs. But another thing is it makes us like more vulnerable towards the virus because we just tend to smoke. I mean, we need to hold a cigarette, and the fingers that we touch surfaces are just like what few millimeters away from our lips. But I mean, there are no research or no researchers that actually prove that smoking can actually increase your percentage, your probability of contracting the virus, but definitely the damaged lungs are always more vulnerable towards a better lungs. You know?
Hmm. True.
I mean, I enjoy smoking not just because of addiction, it's because of the feeling. I mean, most of the time I smoke alone. You know? I mean,
Yeah.
drinking that part just put aside. Definitely you drink with a bunch of friends, clubs, as long as they have ashtray, everybody just smoke. But I prefer smoking alone or just with one or two friends at the balcony, just talk about who knows, just some chat, some discussion.
Yeah.
How about you? What do you what are you forced to give up because of this pandemic? You know? Like me, I forced to give up not just like what smoking. Yeah, you get what I mean.
Hmm. Well, for me, yeah, I get what you mean. And for me, it's much more personal development wise. Like, how do I put this? Like, I've always been into filmmaking and also music production stuff, and I've run a label called Stray Lab Music. So it's been pretty tough for us, especially us who intend to take our music overseas and perform in other countries and stuff, or like even just to go to LA and see what opportunities are out there. I We had those thoughts, but I guess it's time to bury these things down the drain, or like in a trash can deep inside, because like it's almost impossible for us to do it now. And by the time everything becomes right, times would have changed, trends would have changed, and then it's up to us to learn something new all over again, and that takes time for us to jump or hop back into. And a little bit on the DJ side of things, like I cannot really DJ anymore. It's almost been a full year where all these clubs and like bars with dance floors like are closed. And the fact that I can't even DJ anymore, and if I don't have an actual full-time job to support what I do and actually have like income, I'm fucked. Imagine living a year just off your savings, but just because you're a full-time DJ and you make a living off that. It just sucks. And like the fact that I have to give that up and try something else or look for alternatives, it's a big change. And as much as I don't want that change, I guess I have to somehow accept it, because it's something that cannot be unfucked. Like, yeah. Just thinking about it makes me tear up, you know. It's just so frustrating.
Yeah. Fucking
Excuse me.
bad.
Hmm?
I mean, we can't really control what's happening around the world, you know. All we
Yeah.
can do is just try our very best and our tiny efforts to just survive through all this shit, you know, all this uncontrollable, unexpectable stuff. That what's that sums up what lives are, man. You know.
Yeah. Well, we I feel like at this point we can only pray for the best and for things to, you know, at least go back to 50% of what they were. So that, you know, things actually get a little bit better, and like we don't have to sit through this and like deal with all this again. It it sucks, bro. Like, really. But well, I guess, you know, we've been talking for almost an hour now, and for those of you who are still listening to us right now, thank you so much, because you know we
We
usually,
appreciate that.
yeah, I mean, we usually sit down in like a mama or a coffee shop and we go on and on and on, ramble for about 3-4 hours about different things that are going on, and sometimes we meet people who would sit down with us and join us in conversations like that, and it makes it interesting because you get to hear from different people, different things, you know. But it's been an hour now, and I don't, I don't think anyone's gonna listen to a podcast past 1 hour, because they would have been asleep, or if they're driving right now, they'll probably just crash their car into a tree and like, shut the fuck up, guys. I'm so done with you.
True.
Yeah. But anyways, it's been a
Well,
pleasure for all of us to, like, both of us to host you guys, and thank you so much for listening to us talk. You know, we
yeah,
really appreciate it.
yes.
Yes,
Deep
and
down our hearts, I mean, we would really like to thank all of you who listen to our podcast. I mean, regardless of you listen a while or you listen from the start until the end, thank you.
yeah, thank you from us, because it's been a long journey, and we want to walk this journey down with you. And yep. Anyways, thank you so much for listening for one last time. Thank you so much for listening, and do check out our next episode coming up next week or so. We will be publishing almost weekly on Spotify if time and, you know, places allow us to do things like that. And also do check out our sister podcast, 八卦脆水 It's a Mandarin podcast, of course. David and I both host it as well. It's in Mandarin, and if you're more interested in Mandarin topics, anything related to Mandarin stuff, or you're looking to explore different podcast options, yes, please do listen to us on 八卦脆水 It's available on Spotify as well, Apple Music, and many different streaming platforms, and we'll be posting it on our YouTube channel as well. So once again, thank you so much for listening, and take care, have a good one, and stay safe.